At some point in the digital age of boss babes, new money, and ambitious rookies, we stopped consulting our village's wisest. Women have been the heartbeat of the world within their respective communities, workforces, and families since the dawn of time. They are the magic makers, the peacemakers, and the ass kickers. Let's celebrate them with the matriarchy party. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Matriarchy Party. Today, I have such a fun guest for you all to get to know. If you don't already know, Jehann Gigi Paris, a Miami native with French and Venezuelan roots. Gigi has many, many talents. She's a model, actor, and designer. She was scouted when she was 14 while visiting her grandma in New York City. Sounds like the beginning of a great rom-com I want to watch, really. Gigi made her debut with The Spread and 17 magazine when she was 15. She's been in a Keith Urban music video I just found out today. Somewhere in my car if you want to Google it. She's an actor. You probably caught her in last year's amazing Devotion film. And she designs clothes for her very own silkware company, Silkware. I'm like, silk pieces. Did I make up the word silkware? Maybe, but it's Jijou Paris.
I like it.
Silkware. Yeah. She's also a dog mom to Honey Bunches of Oats, the full name there. And she's just a very sweet and fun and cool person. I'm honored to have you. Welcome to the podcast, Gigi.
Thank you so much, Courtney. That was a fun intro for sure.
I mean, you really have to paint the picture because you're just a multifaceted powerhouse, really. And now you're newly living in New York, newly-ish.
I am. Yeah.
How are you liking it?
Full circle. I'm loving it. I grew up coming here as a kid, and then I didn't survive the winters very well. As soon as I graduated high school, I moved to New York and lasted 1 year and then moved out to LA because that was more bearable.
Need some sunshine.
Yeah. And then, I was there for almost 10 years in LA and I loved it, but there was just, I felt like a good shift to come to New York at the time. And it's been great. I love it.
Yeah. You're just like evolving and a new, I don't know. When you just need to like make a change and move to another change of scenery, it's just how exciting to see it like with different eyes too. I mean, I live in Phoenix now, and when I was in LA, I feel like moving there at 18 was a whole lot different than when I lived there when I was 30. And I was like, you're just appreciating the things that you know that you like to do, that you're not trying to be anybody else but you. I don't know, the older that you get living in new places, you're like, I don't need to spend time on the things, maybe the quintessential New York things for some people weren't your cup of tea. I don't know. That's how I felt with LA.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, totally different chapter of your life, and you come in with a different perspective. And you kind of have to I feel like everyone at some point in their life should live in New York because it really toughens you up in a way, you know? So I felt like at 18 it was a little too intimidating, but now I can handle it.
Totally. I mean, that's so true. I love visiting. Every time I go there, it's just like, it's an energy unlike any other city. And I'm like, maybe I've aged out of moving to New York. I've gotten really used to like free parking and just like a backyard. And, but I love to visit it. But I was like, if I can't live like Beyonce lives in New York, I imagine, then is it like, is it cute when I'm like in my mid/late 40s?
Yeah, no, we all want that like beautiful loft apartment. I always joke because like watching reruns of Gossip Girl, they had like the not as wealthy kids living in like a gorgeous loft apartment in Brooklyn. Like I would kill for that.
I giggle about that all the time when I was watching it. I was like, oh, the Humphreys are supposed to be like the less well off in this gorgeous brick, like brownstone. Like, oh, heaven forbid you live in Brooklyn. Like, it's just, who are you trying to fool? How humiliating for you to have this gorgeous brick loft. Oh my gosh. It's so true. Yeah. But your home looks beautiful and you have like a lot of wood there that I'm creeping and it looks beautiful, you know?
Yeah.
And
lots of natural going on.
Yeah, beautiful light.
Thanks. I'm planning on doing a lot of adjustments. But for now it works. It's got good bones. Thanks.
Yeah. As long as the energy is good, you can create whatever you want. You're safe.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love this neighborhood. I'm in the West Village and everything's just so walkable. And my friends live within like a mile radius from me and we can just pick up last minute and grab a drink. And
that's so fun.
It's just,
you're living the dream. You like, it's fun. It's great. Like your hot model friends just like grabbing a happy hour and you're like, we're in a movie.
We're finally living out our Sex in the City.
Yes. You're the main characters. I'm here for it for you.
I'm telling you, Courtney, when you walk down the streets with your AirPods in, listening to your music, like you are the main character.
Yes. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I do that like pondering out of the windows of an airplane. Like you're just like,
Yeah.
suddenly I see, like looking out, you're like, yes, I am. Thank you very much.
100%. Yeah.
That's
and you feel.
Yes, totally. Like, oh man, if everybody only knew what embarrassing soundtrack I'm listening to, but they don't need to know I'm the main character. Well, this is a podcast about matriarchs. Who is the fantastic woman? Who is your matriarch that we're going to spotlight today?
Yeah, this was such a clear answer for me because anyone who really knows me knows I'm just in awe of my mom. She's just the coolest, and I've always looked up to her, and she's just brilliant in every way. She's a marine biologist and also a badass freediver, champion in her age category. Like, she's just so cool.
What? How amazing. So she's a doctor, I learned today. You want to give her a full shout out. Dr. Claire Beatrix Paris. What a cool name is that? I mean, I feel like the name alone, like she's got to be a woman of many talents and accolades. So love that. Can't wait to hear more about her. I thought even through social media, I got the impression that you were very close with your mom, but so spoiler alert, but it is your mom. I'm excited to learn more about her. I always start the podcast off with this question. When we think of a matriarch, we think of a woman who's the head of their family, tribe, or organization. When in your own life, did you feel like you had to demonstrate those traits, whether by necessity or not?
Ooh, I like that. I think just growing up in this industry, I looked up to so many women. And then finally there was a moment where I felt like I was kind of, the torch kind of passed on. And now a lot of my girlfriends are a little younger or just have a lot of questions because I feel like I'm an ancient model in a way because I've been doing this for half my life now. So I've definitely got a lot of I think insight on it. So yeah, I think, I don't know, maybe in my mid-20s is when I felt like I could help out in a way. Yeah.
I love that because I'm sure starting in your early teens in the business, I mean, most people don't stick with the job they had when they were teenagers into their adulthood. So like, I'm sure you maybe had some mentors at the time that kind of welcomed you into the fold, I hope. And then now that you're able to kind of like give that to the next generation of up and comers.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I think you do grow up pretty fast in this world. So by your mid-20s, you do feel like you've lived a lifetime.
Totally.
And yeah. And it's cool. Yeah. I had no idea what I was doing when I first started because I never saw myself doing something like this. I was always like dancing ballet and wanting to just be with my friends. And I was very focused on that. And then the more I came out to New York to visit my grandma, I remember one random summer, someone asked me if I had ever thought about it. And then I think it was that summer where I think I had like a growth spurt or whatever. So a few people started asking and then it just went on from there. But
that's exactly how they say it happens in the movies. Or like you read like Giselle gets discovered eating a cheeseburger in McDonald's or something. And I'm like, stars, they're just like us. You're just walking down the street. You're a 6 foot tall teenager. And we're like, whoa, I got something for you. That's amazing. We're the it girl. You've always been it. Oh,
you're sweet. So are you.
You know, it's very sweet. I mean, game recognizes game. Well, do you think...
That's right.
Do you have a story that you can think of where maybe you accomplished something? I'm sure you're accomplishing things all the time, but like where you really had to advocate for yourself and ask for what you want, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, all the time. I think you always have to raise the bar. You always have to say what you want and what your standards are. And yeah, it's tough. I think I really don't like confrontation at all. Like I like to pretend everything's good until it's really not and you have no choice. But I think it's important to just, learn when to stand up for yourself for sure. So when it comes to work, I think the longer you're in this industry, the more you can kind of ask for stuff. In the beginning, I was just like, I couldn't believe that they wanted to fly me somewhere to stand in front of a camera and do those things. So obviously I was happy with anything with like the bare minimum. Like if you could put me in a tent outside, I'd be like, oh my God,
I'm in the dream.
Yeah. But now, you know, it's a lot of traveling. It's a lot on the body. So I do kind of, you know, make sure that we're a little taken care of at least, you know, and that's also why I'm obsessed with yoga and like mindfulness and just making sure I'm good internally, because there's only so much you can control on the outside. So as long as you're good and not too achy from all the back and forth traveling, then you can show up. So
that's so true. I'm realizing in a similar jet set life, very different careers. I'm behind the camera and you are in front, you know, but it's still like at the beginning I was like, and still now it's like my wildest dream that people would pay me money to do the thing that I love the most and feel like, I found the thing that I love. So it's still like pinch me for sure. But it's like, I'm just starting to a few years into having my business to like have some semblance of a boundary or like taking days to rest, like how no matter how you're flying, and grateful to be able to lay down on a plane for the long ones. I still think you have to take care of your body. Like you can't just keep going. And especially where your body is more on display when you get to work. Like there's more, I'm sure there's more layers into that for you because it's what you look like is part of your job. And outwardly, I know however I feel and however I feel I look it's inside and it's outside. And if I am confident with the way that I look, I perform better. And that is somebody just not in your same role. Obviously, it's in a greater level for having to show up. And that 100% depends on your confidence level and how you're putting yourself out there and how you're feeling inside and out. But
yeah, I think it always translates however you're feeling. You can only fake it so much when you're exhausted and don't know, you know, where you're going to be in a few days' time. So, yeah, I think it's important to, check in and see what breaks you need to take and
drink your water.
And drink lots of water. Now if I have a day off, I really responded to Dakota Johnson saying that like she could sleep 17 hours.
I love
honestly, on my days off, like please do not, like I will be like
catch me on my couch.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so true. I never used to do that. And now I'm like, no, you need to like physically rest. Like I love being productive. And I feel, you know, I have always said there needs to be 3 days in a weekend because I need one day to like do fun things and have a margarita on a patio and get all your errands done. Then you have to be like cleaning your house and errands and buying groceries and all the things. And then one day to just like lay flat and not do anything. But, you know, some days are easier than others. You know, I'm sure success has evolved for you since you first started your career into what it is now. And I mean, even just with talking about your just like wellness practices to take care of your body and mind, like what does success mean to you now? And has it evolved in a huge way?
Yeah, I think for me, success is doing what you love, being able to do that. And I think that all over, I've been talking to my girls about this, but I think that as women, we do kind of have more of a draw to like make a positive change. Like I think like men naturally like want to conquer, they want to do things, but the girls like want to lift each other up. I think at least the women I found myself with. So if I can do something that not only makes me happy and fulfilled, but can bring other people happiness and just help out in any way, I think I'd be extremely successful in my own right. But I think focusing more on teaching. I love teaching yoga and also figuring out a platform in order to do that. I'm really excited that I just started working with this company called 28. It's this app that tracks your menstruation cycle. Cool. And it's been so helpful to me, and it tells you exactly what phase of your menstruation, of your cycle that you're in.
It's so important, especially as it relates to working out.
Yeah. And just like your mental state, like it's totally normal to be feeling like a sloth one day, and then the following week you feel all this energy and you're like, you know, ready to go. So I'm excited to be doing some yoga videos for them.
Cool.
And I just very much in line with,
Exactly. I think that there's been, especially like on the TikTok world, people are finally talking about like the phases of your menstrual cycle. And I don't know why this isn't something that was taught to us like 20 years ago. But it's wild I think that you're just fighting with yourself to push through on things, because some days and weeks are harder than others to like get up and go and just go and lift weights when you're like, oh, I need to be actually listening to my body. And if it wants to nap Dakota Johnson style for 20 hours, then just maybe do it a couple days. Like just do it.
Yeah. I think like, so. Just like getting older too. Like, I'm just like, more, like, I think when we were younger, we could go. And like, there wasn't any repercussions, but now I'm like, oof, I need my rest.
I feel it. It's wild. Well, even after these work trips, which like, I'm sure you're gone for like weeks and weeks away from home for some jobs, and you get home and I'm like, why have I never considered to take like a couple days off? And like when you're when you're a contractor and working like job to job, like there's so much interim orchestration that you're doing of your personal life. And then you want to see friends and family as soon as you get back home, and you want to like be there's so many things that you want to do. And you're like, why wouldn't I? If you worked a 9 to 5, you get 2 days off, like supposedly. Like, why wouldn't I I've been trying to schedule in more rest because that was never part of the routine.
The things that fulfill you. Like I just had a really fun weekend with the girls here in New York, and I needed it. It was very overdue.
Well, how do you prepare for something scary?
Ooh, I saw this. I love this question. You know, I don't know. I think that like the more I like to branch out and do the things that I find scary. Like, for example, someone asked me if I wanted to go skydiving, and I'm deathly afraid of heights, but I said, yeah. I like didn't even question it. I was like, yeah, I need to do all the things. Like I need to check things off my bucket list. Like I love new and different living life. Like I never want to, I mean, you know, no regrets, but like, you also don't want to, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people
seize the moment.
Yeah. A lot of people don't say like, I wish I did less. Like people always say I wish I did more. So
totally.
I think
my gosh. So, when are you going?
No, I did it. This was years ago.
You already? Oh my gosh. My God. You didn't regret it? You lived to tell the tale?
Day. It was so much fun. I was obsessed. It was so fun.
Oh my gosh.
Before I jumped off is when it clicked and I realized what I had signed up for. And I'm looking out the airplane window and everything's getting smaller and I'm just getting higher. And I started hyperventilating. I was like, there's no way. Like, I'm not jumping off this plane. Like, that's what I signed up for. And I was
like, there's got to be another way down.
Yeah. And like all the sky jumpers are like, so like pumped about it and fist bumping and being like, yeah, I'm like, oh my God, I'm surrounded by crazy people that get me here. So then I think I like dead weighted myself to like not be pushed off because there's a guy attached to me and he just like threw me off. And then it was the best experience of my life and I loved it. So,
oh my gosh. Yeah. I've never been, and that like, I had always wanted to go, especially all through my 20s. And I don't know what it is. Like, I'm like, maybe it's not for me. Maybe I don't need to do it. And then I went and I had a client go and I had to film them do it from the ground. I didn't go up, but I was like, this waiting, like, they waited for hours to go up. And that was like the suspense. I would keel over. I cannot wait. Like if I've made a decision to go, let's go, wheels up, we're right up. Like, let's do it now. I'm like, they waited around for different groups to go. And I'm like, the suspense will kill me, but you don't regret it. So maybe I should reconsider.
Yeah. Maybe that's the secret with how you handle anything scary. Just like, don't overthink it and do it and
totally
see what happens.
With anything. Just don't make it overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
In theory, but I don't know. I'm sure like things that might be scary for one person, like posing in a swimsuit for like a huge publication or something. Like maybe that's not scary for you because you're just like, you have a process, you have like your, like, it's part of your job and that's not scary, which for me, I'm like, It's not something that I ever do. So it's different, like scary is different for everybody, I guess.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't even need to.
Yeah.
It's second nature to you now.
It's just a lot of positive self-talk. I know that sounds cheesy, but like when you own what you've got, like then no one can tell you otherwise, you know? And like,
yes.
Yeah. And just have fun with it. Like I love to see it. I love to see everyone in their bikini owning it, you know?
Yes. I love that because we all just have to gaslight ourselves into thinking that we are the most talented, most amazing, most fearless, confident, hottest babes.
Yeah.
Or like, if you're not going to do it to yourself, nobody else is going to gas you up like that. So I think it's so true. Just pump yourself up for whatever it is that you're venturing into.
Confidence will take you so far, so far. And then maybe you're faking it till you make it. But once you got it, then you're good. And you're like, oh, wow. Like
I can't do this.
Terrified. Yeah.
The rug never got pulled out from underneath me. We're in it. We're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on that note, let's talk about Dr. Claire.
Yes. My mom.
So she's your mom. You're very close. Were you always very close? Did you grow up like best friends with her since you were a little girl?
I would say like, yeah, my family's pretty small. It's just me, my brother, and my parents. And then we have some, distant relatives. But in the house, it was just the four of us. And she was just always a badass. Like, was still getting her doctorate when I was a kid. So just seeing like how much hard work she put into it and always evolving. Like, she's a woman who will want to do a marathon one day, so she'll train for the marathon, and also like not only do it, she'll qualify for the Boston Marathon because she killed it. And then she's just impressive. I think she's like not fully human. She's definitely a little, special. Like, she's just cool. But
she's got like spidey senses.
Yeah, I think she's like probably like part fish. She must be, and like, so many other things. But yeah, she's cool. And the relationship she has with my dad too has just always been really inspiring because he's always been so supportive and just lifts her up and is always there for her. And when she needs, so I just love to see that relationship. So I think not only does she inspire me so much, but just the way that they have been able to navigate this crazy life together. And I don't know.
How many years have they been married?
They've been together for 35 years now. Yeah.
That's not common.
No.
That is so amazing. Especially to still like each other after that many years. I think like a lot of people are together like begrudgingly, but like to still be like loving on and encouraging and supporting and have emoji heart eyes for each other, like goals.
And they got together after 6 months of dating. Like they dated for 6 months.
When you know.
Yeah. And I think there's so much to say too for a strong, powerful woman who knows what she wants. And I think she always did. Like, she knew who she was and what she wanted and how she was going to get it. And I think that's super attractive for anyone, Well,
so. Like what you just said, confidence, like, is the hottest thing anybody can have. Like, I feel like you're sure of yourself, you know what you want, and you're going to do whatever it takes to get it. And you know that you're capable. Like, that is not something that sometimes you can fake it, but it really has to come from deep down. Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. Did she work? Obviously she was going to school to get her doctorate, but did she work inside and outside of the home while you were growing up, or was she stay-at-home mom primarily, or?
Oh no, she was always in the lab. Like, so basically at the University of Miami, she was studying to be a professor for marine biology. So she was always in the lab doing research and writing papers, and she travels a lot. She would have to go to Australia for like a couple of weeks at a time and always giving talks. And so while I was a kid, she managed to still like be home and cook dinner too, which was weird. Like, I don't know how she did it. Again, she's superhuman. Like, I just don't know. And
when she was a superhero.
She is. And when she was traveling, like we figured it out. So yeah. It always.
Did seeing her travel a lot, do you think that made you want to follow in her footsteps, or because it sounds like she balanced it so seamlessly?
Yeah, maybe innately it did. I think I always kind of seeked adventure and I loved traveling, and I was always so grateful that work allowed me to do that. So yeah, I think seeing that she was able to do it so seamlessly with her personal life and her and everything, so it worked out. But yeah.
That is wild. I mean, I talk about that with guests all the time about like, how are moms human? They didn't have like Google. They didn't have like TikTok in the way that like I use as such a resource all the time. I'm researching something. I have a question and I'm able to get the answer right then on a palm of my hand on a mini computer. Like our moms just had to like, and maybe there was less of like the comparison because you're seeing less of like people with like it all together and the perfect life thrown in your face on social media all day and night. But if you just had a question, like I guess you call up a girlfriend or something, or you read a book, but
True.
Otherwise you just go with your instinct. And the way that you're able to like do the dance that women do, I don't know. It's amazing. Moms are amazing.
True. They would just figure it out. And I think a lot of it is instinctual. Like your gut is always right. And not always, but 99%.
Yeah.
But go with your gut. Like I like that. And especially when it comes to motherhood and parenting, like as long as you have good intentions, then yeah, that should guide you. Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, nobody's given their handbook when they just let you take a baby home from the hospital. No questions asked.
It's wild.
It's wild to think of just like some people don't prepare at all. And maybe the kids need therapy later, but we all do.
Yeah.
Well, we all do. Take that away, everyone. Just everybody needs it. What do you think the defining moments of her career and life have been so far? Sounds like they're still evolving.
They are. They're definitely still evolving. I mean, I think the one I remember so vividly was when I was in high school and there was a big oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. And because the oil was so it was just so, like such a small, obviously we need a scientist to discuss this better than I can, but she used her, she studies larvae. So the way that fish hatch and then they migrate, she uses like this tiniest little thing in order to study where the migration of larvae go. So they reached out to her to study where the migration of the oil was going. And that's when her career fully changed. Like it was insane. She then became extremely busy and was being interviewed for a lot of different research and she helped the removal of a lot of that oil. So it was great.
That is huge. Wow. I mean, like it's one thing to be going like while you're mothering and raising children to like be going back to school to be a doctor, but then to like see your mom, you're like, I already think that you're a superhero.
Yeah.
But then people are calling it, you're like literally saving the world.
Yeah.
You're Captain Planet. Like that's amazing.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I remember that really clearly because that's when I think like all of her hard work started to really pay off. And then recently, about 10 years ago, she got really into freediving. I don't know if you're too familiar with freediving. It's the craziest sport you could ever do, but I'm in like awe of it because the way that these people are in such control of their breath and their lungs and everything. My mom at the age of, I think she was like 62 or something when she got a world record for her age category.
What?
Yeah.
That's major. Are you kidding? Okay. So when they go in with, is it, you have a tank, but you're not hooked up to anything and you're just like diving or it's no tank and it's just your lungs?
No tank at all. No tank at all. And
she's just holding her breath like Kate Winslet did for Avatar or whatever for like 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. What?
So my mom actually helped. She has like a million different like life stories, but she actually helped coach the actors of Black Panther 2 to do a lot of those underwater scenes that they did.
That's unreal.
This story is really cute. She showed up to Atlanta. This is her first time ever on a movie set. And she has no idea like anything about that world at all, but she was really excited to go. And she shows up to set. And as you know, like usually there's like a pseudonym for the set. Like they don't want to say like, oh, it's Black Panther, this huge like Marvel movie that's shooting here. So they'll call it like Pokemon or like Black Cat
like
or something.
Butterfly cat. Yeah. Or like, exactly. Fake name.
Yeah. So she shows up to where she was told to go. And this like big bodyguard is working security. And she's like, so I'm here for the Black Panther movie. Like all excited
like,
for people. And he's like, no, I can't help you. I don't know what you're talking about. And she's like, okay. And like checks her emails like, no, this is the right place, like right time. And he wouldn't let her in. And then finally she like called the right people and he was like, what's the code name? And then they let her in. But yeah,
they're like, sweet lady, bless her heart. She doesn't know the fake movie name. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Cause yeah, I mean, he's like literally being tested right now. Like this is my one job to keep out people who are.
Yes. What is the answer to this riddle?
Yeah, exactly. That is insane. So how long did she stay on set then?
I think she was there for a week or two.
So full circle.
Yeah. Yeah. She was coaching a lot of people over Zoom and stuff. So hopefully she'll do more of that in the future. She really liked it.
I mean, it seems like it's an ongoing need and people are wanting to do their own stunts and like learn how to do things like that. And so, gosh, she's going to be busier than ever. Like
busy girl. Yeah. And it's all meditative too. It's all about slowing down your breath. And so it's super peaceful. People become addicted to it because it is like such a nice break from like everything.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just charging you in a way that nothing else can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, and you and I met on a red carpet and we ran into each other on red carpet. So it feels very full circle.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, you had your little pink.
Yeah, you named it. People are like, "What's the name?" And I was like, "Mrs. Fufu." I think Fufu, something Fufu. But I was like, "Do I have her with me?" I had her yesterday. But so yeah, the pink poof itself. That's just in. But I still need to add googly eyes. I still haven't.
Yes, that's the next.
It feels like a necessary thing. Exactly. Do you think, okay, in this age of wellness and morning routines and like buzzwords, does your mom have a morning routine now? Do you think that she did when you were little? Like,
yeah, they have fully leaned into the morning routine. Every morning they have their cold plunge. They have their, what are they? I think they do like hot water with lemon.
Of course. Classic.
About 5 minutes, but obviously that's not too accessible to most people. But yeah, they love it. They love to feel as healthy as possible because as they do get older, they still want to keep running around. I mean, you'd be surprised. They're in their 60s and they definitely don't look it and they don't feel it at all. So yeah.
See, this lemon water, okay? And if you don't have a cold plunge, you can use your shower and just crank it on cold.
Yeah.
So
cold shower, that'll wake you up. She also has told me this, and it really helps with depuffing the face, which is getting like ice cubes or even like those ice rollers and just that's heaven.
I love my ice roller. It's heaven, honestly. You almost need two.
Yeah.
Or like the silver ball ones, I guess. I have the Skinny Confidential one. That's like the ice roller, but
so cute.
What a delight.
Mm-hmm. That'll cure.
For so many ailments.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, just like you thought maybe you could be a 3-drink girly on a happy hour. And the older I get, I'm just a 2-drink girly. But you have to wake up and ice roller and then it'll revive you from death's door. What do you admire most about mom?
I think just how compassionate she is. She's so passionate about her job and helping others, but she's also so present with her family. Like I love seeing her with my nieces. My brother has these 2 girls and she's just the best grandma ever. And I love seeing that stage for her because she was such a great mom, but now we're all grown up and we're self-sufficient and, she did a good job, but now she gets to relive that with the kids. And it's awesome. I love it.
So magical.
Yeah, we were just in Austin for one of my niece's second birthday, and it was the best. We rented a house with a pickleball court, and there's a cute garden there. I love family time more than anything.
Me too. How cool is being an aunt?
I'm obsessed.
It's the best.
They also make the cutest babies. I know I'm biased, but like, wow, their kids are cute. And yeah, my ovaries are definitely tingling now. So
you're ready, huh?
I think so.
So you have a 2-year-old and how old?
They have 2 under 2. So one's like 5 months and one's 2. And
oh
they're
my goodness.
Yeah.
That's so cute. But is the 2-year-old super into Elsa?
Not yet. No, she barely.
It's coming.
Yeah, they're really good with screen time. Like all of her toys are like basically made out of wood, and she's like,
I love that
insight. But she loves Little Mermaid. That's her favorite.
Oh my gosh, mine too. Still,
Mm-hmm.
I love Little Mermaid. Okay, sorry, I cut you off when you were saying that you think that you are ready to be a mom when it's the right time. You're like opening up to that, or?
Oh yeah, I think I'll be freezing my eggs this year because I.
Did you see Scrambled?
No.
It's a very good movie. Freezing. It's about freezing her eggs. Leah McKendrick, she wrote it, directed, and starred in it. It's really good. Lionsgate put it out, but you'll have to see it just as that process. You're like, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, there's so many of us girls in our 30s that just, aren't ready for it right now or don't have the ideal partner. So it's a good alternative. Totally.
Just to like put them on ice, put them on layaway, just so that when you're like, they're in optimum shape when all external situations or the life partner that you want to parent with is in there. Yeah. I love it. And it's hard. And especially like in your career that you're constantly traveling and you have a lot going on. And I'm sure just it's a big decision for anybody, but that'll be great.
But it's exciting to see. And I'm going to be an auntie to a lot of other girlfriends right now. I just had lunch with a friend who's 7 months pregnant. So it's exciting. It's exciting. I love to see it. We're growing up.
I love that. Honestly, I'm like, wow. Friends who are pregnant, I'm like, okay, do you need to know? You know how many baby registries I bought off of? I do not have human children, but I can tell you, here are the things you need to buy. I know, like every woman, I guess, thinks that they know anyways, like whether you had babies or not. But I feel like, especially the older you get, it stops being about like it was all the bridal showers, then all the weddings. And now it's definitely like baby showers and a lot of girlfriends having babies and me thinking, I'm like, okay, here's what you need for the hospital. Like, I think maybe TikTok's just thought like, because I'm in a certain age demo that like, I need to get all the mom talk. So I'm getting targeted and I'm like, well, this is great advice I can pass on to someone. This is great.
First. Yeah, you get it. It's true. TikTok, the algorithm for TikTok is pretty spot on. It's
unlike anything else. Yeah. And like the way that the government's trying to take it down right now when they have, I don't know, like 100 other huge priorities that would actually impact America in a positive way if they would like get the ball rolling on some of those decisions. But no, let's take down TikTok. But it's so funny.
That we love and need.
Come on.
Yeah.
For education and entertainment. What? Come on. I love it. We're bouncing back and forth. What's the best advice you've ever received or something that stuck with you that Dr. Claire has told you?
Best advice she ever gave me. I don't know. I mean, she's super spiritual, and I think she's definitely passed that down to me. And she gives really good like Yoda advice. Like she'll just give you zingers that you're like, whoa, okay, like doesn't leaves you questioning everything. But I think the best thing she's ever told me was just I don't know, do what makes you happy, be kind, listen to your gut. Like it's
that simple though, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that's the advice.
It is. And she's always been really supportive of everything. Like when modeling started, she was like, yes, I knew, I saw this for you, like all the things. Like she's always been there. And then, Yeah, she just wants her babies to be happy. That's number one for her.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, as the ideal mom is, just like their kids are extensions of them and their maybe proudest accomplishment, you hope. And like, why would you ever want to stop encouraging and supporting that, even if your kids are all grown up?
Totally. Have you done an episode on your matriarch?
No, actually, I did some test episodes with my mom. But I'm like, I have moms and grandma. The podcast was supposed to be originally interviewing grandmas. And it is very hard to find 80-year-old women who want to talk about themselves. Like my grandma's like, honey, no. And I'm like, I think it's just that time, that generation that's just like, oh, I don't have a story. It's not about me. It's about anybody else. So like, I asked like 3 grandmas and my own lineage. And they were like, no. And I was like, if my own grandmas won't even talk to me, we got to pivot. So now it's fun because then we can talk to cool women who can shine a light and give flowers to theirs.
Who want to chit chat. But no, I think you should, I want to hear some more grandmas talk about their lives. I love that. Maybe once in a blue moon, throw them on.
I have a couple people in mind that I was like, I'm just going to like sprinkle them in and then it'll be like an opposite format or just a little bit different. But I still want to do that for sure when I find the right women who like are game.
Oh yeah. My friend, his grandmother is 99 and she's about to be 100 in April and she kicks our ass in Rummy Cube till this day. Like she's amazing.
Well, we got to get connected then because she sounds like a fireball who wants to talk on a podcast.
Yeah, she should be on. She's so fun.
I love that. Okay, I have a couple rapid fire for you before we wrap here.
Let's go.
Is there a song, beauty tip, piece of jewelry, or anything that makes you think of your matriarch?
Neil Young. She loves Neil Young. Every time I see
Harvest Moon. I hugged him once at an award show.
Did you?
Oh my gosh. For some reason I got this this is so much for rapid fire. I'm like, let me tell you about a story. I was at this, like the Grammy Foundation's Music Cares Gala and I don't know what got into me because this is like not what you do to anyone, really, strangers. But I was like, hi, Uncle Neil. Cause I heard something about somebody calling him Uncle Neil. And he was like, oh, hi. Like he was with Daryl Hannah at the time. And there's an Easter bunny jumping outside. I was like, am I hallucinating right now? Wow. Okay.
Is the season.
In real life, not in the story. And I was like, I love your music so much. I'm such a big fan. Can I have a hug? And he's like, a hug? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, I guess that's all right. And like gave me I couldn't even look him in the eye. And then I ran away. This was like long before I started interacting with and working with talent, like as my full-time job. So it was so funny, not awkward at all, I'm sure.
It's cute. They want a hug.
It's so cute. I'm like, you could have said no. I didn't just like jump on him. I did ask for consent there, but I was like, Neil Young, come on. Harvest Moon? Banger. That's so sweet.
Yeah. I don't get too starstruck when I see a musician that I've listened to countless times. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm going to jump and hug you because you raised me.
No, it's so true with people. And sometimes I run into people like that. Oh, I've been following you for so long or listening to your music or watching your movies. Like, and so, or even like influencers that I see in real life that I'm just like, I'm consuming your content all the time that when I see you, I'm like, oh my God, hi. I'm like, oh, I have not met you. I just, in my mind, we're friends or you've raised me with your music. Like, don't you want to, I don't know. But I do think a lot of people, nobody ever gets, even the people that are getting complimented and awarded all the time, like everybody loves positive affirmations and nobody's getting complimented enough. So I'm always just like, don't be gross and don't like make it too awkwardly long, but like, compliment. If you want to say something to people, I don't know if it's the right moment.
Yeah.
Nice. I would think maybe someone a hug. Okay. One word to describe her.
Fearless.
Oh, good one. What do you think what is she most looking forward to now? And what are you most looking forward to?
I think she's most looking forward to, well, she really, I don't know if you saw the storyline about Lolita, the orca.
Oh, no, I didn't. I was like, but what does she think? I should talked about Charlotte, the stingray is what I should have asked you about because
what happened? I was so invested in the story.
Where'd she go? I need to look it up. Did she have the babies?
I don't know. I am obsessed with this. I love
I
this
am
story.
too. Well, so tell me about Lolita, the orca.
Okay, so Lolita the orca was in captivity for 55 years at Miami's Aquarium. And it was so her family's still alive, lives in like the like Northwest, and they were about to release her. And my mom was behind, like it was her goal in life. So it was released. And just as they had signed all the paperwork and they were about to do it, she passed in the aquarium and it just broke her. That happened this past summer.
Oh my gosh. I totally remember this.
So I think in the future, she's really happy now. Miami's Aquarium's lease has ended and they're no longer going to be doing that, I hope. So I think like she just really wants to make some positive, like her, I know that there's so much more for her story. And she just really wants to see the planet thrive a little bit more. Cause I think there's a
lot of opportunity to help right now. Everything is on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that's a great story. Charlotte we're still in baby watch. Charlotte has not had the baby yet. So I just,
cause she's,
how long are they allowed to be pregnant? It was so long. I don't know. I got to do some more, what is it? Hyperfixation Google after this. But, okay. What are you looking forward to?
Okay. Well, obviously the birth of the baby. I can't wait.
Yeah. I was like, me too. Can't wait to see
the first shark stingray mutation.
Hybrid. Exactly.
And most looking forward to, I really like where life is going. I love being in my 30s. I love putting myself first. I love lifting the girls up around me, I'm excited to see where things are going. Cause I think that over the years, a lot has been brewing. And I think the next couple of years, it's actually going to be happening. So I'm just really excited where things are going.
You're just like blooming.
Chapter. Yeah.
That's so exciting. All good things are like finally coming to a head.
Yeah.
Even more so. That's so exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the past couple of years have been a lot of learning lessons and yeah, I can still learning a lot.
I hope that never stops,
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just constantly learning and growing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm looking forward to
I can't wait.
Yeah.
So many things in the works.
Yeah.
Well, if you could say one thing to your mom, what would it be?
We always say this thing to each other because I speak French. She always spoke French to me in the house. And growing up, I would get everything wrong. But instead of je t'aime, which is how you say I love you, we would always say moi aime toi, which is like me loves you. So moi aime toi.
Moi aime toi. Oh, that's so sweet. Moi
it's not
aime toi.
At all. So don't be repeating that. But yeah.
No, I love it. I kind of like I was like, I once I said, it's your shine to time instead of time to shine. And now I always say shine to time because I'm like, but that's funny.
I like that a lot.
And then I saw somebody say, oh yeah, he's a real bon garçon to their dog. And I was like, oh, good boy to your dog. I'm like, that's funny.
A bon garçon. That's cute. Yeah. In French, also say if a guy's good looking that he's beau comme un camion, which means like handsome like a truck. And I've always...
Look at how many phrases everyone's learned today. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. I had so much fun talking to you. I feel like we need to go for cocktails and continue on this. So next time I'm in New York, for sure.
Yeah. Let me know. This was so much fun. And
so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to meet your mom. She needs to write a book. Well, if you want to see more of what Gigi's up to, you can follow her on Instagram at Gigi Paris.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. See all the things you're blossoming and blooming into this year and all the success and abundance and favor that's shining down on you.
Appreciate you, Courtney. Yes. Thank you. I'm so excited.
Thank you. I'll see you soon.
All right.
You're amazing. Bye. We love you.
Love you. Bye.